name is Conarder. Welcome to what is going to be a very noisy vlog, at least here at the beginning. I hope you're getting any of this audio. I have the GoPro smacked directly in my face. I have a lapel mic on the seatbelt. That does not guarantee that you can hear anything at this point. It's probably not a surprise. I am currently driving Red or Cater, depending on what name we're going to settle on for this car, but my 1991 240SX project car. So you can probably tell by now, that audio did not work out. I'm not very surprised. Red is by far the loudest vehicle that I have ever owned, and it has 25-year-old window seals on everything, so it's the windiest car that I've ever owned too. It's pretty much an audio nightmare. I would someday love to figure out how to record some audio. Even using my voice recorder, I got nothing. Like, it was just pure noise. There was no voice to be had, despite that microphone being very close, so could be a gate issue. Maybe I just need it to be lower, adjust the settings on that. I'll have to figure that out. But, will not be using that section. But what I was going to say is that in this vlog, I am driving over to change out the 240 for the Supra. So the 240 will be getting put away for the summer, as in Florida, we do not autocross during the middle of the summer. That is a recent change that I am very glad about. Florida sucks in the summer. Really bad. So that gives me time both to recoup funds and to work on something else. So that is what we're going to do today, going to get the Supra. It also happens to be the case that there is a SpaceX rocket launch going on today, so in the venture to go get the Supra, two things. I wanted to take some pictures of it because I have no good pictures, and there happens to be a rocket launch going on, so we'll try to find somewhere to watch it that is decent, but keep in mind I'm real far away from anywhere near Cape Canaveral, so it'd be a real tiny little dot in the sky. Alright, we're in the Supra. I think it's the first time I've ever been on camera driving this car. The incredible non-turbo power of a smooth inline six. Car still runs great. Ever since we did the valve seals on it, it's been awesome. Here, let me get the windows up. Amazingly, still work. They're not super fast, but they do work. And I think, unlike the 240, you might actually be able to hear what I'm saying. Pretty unbelievable. We have a little bit of a tight timeline at the moment, trying to get down to the shuttle area before the launch. I mean, it's not quiet in here, but it's more doable for sure. Man, this thing, it just takes you back. Like, for only being 6 years older than the 240, it feels like a completely different era of car. And it is. It really is. Just the 240SX, to me, was the crossover between the 80s Japanese sports cars and the 90s Japanese sports cars. Personally, I always loved the 80s, or sorry, I always loved the 90s sports cars more than the 80s. But this car has really opened up a window to me to appreciate this era a lot more than I used to. I now really love Styrians. I really love FB and FC RX-7s. A lot of these great 80s cars. The Mark II Supra, probably the most forgotten of all of them. Not the most appreciated car in the world by any means. For obvious reasons, it's not nearly the supercar that is the Mark III, or especially the Mark IV Supra. This is a car from another era, like I said. It is not fast, it is not as nimble, but it is still amazing. It is still awesome to drive. It's a time machine, basically. I can't wait to get this thing to be respectable looking and 100% reliable driving. I really do look forward to maybe just trying to do some road trips in this thing, something like that. It is really great for that, despite the fact that it is a car that is this old. We did do some suspension stuff to it, but overall, even when we first got it, it is a great driving car. Yeah, these cars, they were cruisers. This is a GT cruiser. It is not an outright sports car, and it's not meant to be. It doesn't try to be. It's got just enough power to get its large girth moving. No more, no less. Currently, it's a little bit slower than it even needs to be because the right rear caliper is mostly locked up. That is one of the many things on the agenda to fix. There's a lot of stuff with this car to fix that I've never done before, and there's a lot of stuff that I am familiar with. It has a massive power steering leak. One of the side sills of the steering rack is blown out, so it's losing quarts of power steering fluid per trip. Like I said, the caliper being locked up. A lot of suspension stuff needs to be replaced yet. The biggest thing though is rust. It needs some love. It needs some welding. It needs some repairs in that department. 80s Japanese metal, very prone to rust. 240s are pretty prone to rust. I've been lucky enough to not have too massive of issues with any of mine, but I've seen some real bad. This car is pretty bad. I did an introduction video to this car years ago and lowlighted its faults in that department. But I'm excited. We now have a welder. I am going to learn to weld, mostly on this project, trying to repair some of those issues. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm excited about with it. Oh, the grind. There's guys running out to the road to see this thing. That's the effect this car has on people. I don't know if it's just hit the right age. I don't know if it's because it says Supra across the back. I'm not honestly sure what it is about this car, but people just freaking love to see this car out driving. And that's probably the biggest reason I want to get it out driving. It deserves that. It deserves better than it had for the previous 20 years of its life sitting in a guy's yard rotting away. I'm a teensy bit nervous right now driving through downtown Green Cove Springs because this very car has been pulled over in this town by multiple units for a varied list of ridiculous infractions, like it's got a cracked windshield and other things that were not up to spec with the car for that kind of stuff. Really, I think it's an attention thing. Like the car, it picks up the eyes of the law enforcement. But I drive pretty sane versus Slag does not. So I think we'll be okay. Actually, I think the main reason he got pulled over that day was because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Bad Slag. I can't think of a time I've ever gotten into a car and not worn my seatbelt. Green Cove Springs is it's a quaint little town. It's not anything super fancy for sure, but it's nice. And I just love old cars. I love this feeling. It's something I never got to experience. Obviously, I was born in '87, so I didn't start driving till the mid 2000s. I missed this era. I didn't get to experience what cars used to be like. So it's been very fun to, over time, start to experience that. And I don't know how long we have to experience stuff like this. It could be, if you looked at it in certain ways, it could be 20 years that we have to even enjoy cars like this before, for obvious reasons, we have to stop. I am not someone who's like, boo, down with saving the environment, I want my cars. I get it, I understand, but I still love them and I still want to enjoy them. So I'm trying to make the most of it while I can. Let's hope there's not a lot of people out here today. That would be nice. I really don't know how much I'm going to be able to see from here, but there's not a ton of tree cover. That's the hardest thing with watching anything that's happening in the sky in Florida, is that the horizon is typically pretty low. there's a lot of tree line and stuff like that. Nice. If I can get it into gear. There we go. This car has the heaviest gas pedal I've ever experienced in a car. It's got linkage system instead of cables. Well, it's got cables, and it's got linkages that control the throttle plate. So it's a very heavy pedal. Oh yeah, we look good out here. Nobody. Beautiful. This is going to be great. Oh, the horizon's actually a lot more open than I remembered. Yeah, I should be able to sit out here and have a good time. Alright, it is 6:50, and the launch is at 7:20. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be a soul out here today, which is nice. So hopefully we do get to see the launch. But I'm going to go out and take some before pictures of the car. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to come out here, was to get some pictures of this car, because I have none. And take this opportunity to just sit here and think about stuff, I guess, and wait for a launch. Alright, well, while we wait for the launch, went out and took some pictures of the Supra. Pretty good lighting today. It's like perfectly blue skies. The sun is behind the tank. It's pretty neat. Should be pretty good shots. It's amazing how well that tanker is holding up, actually. It's pretty impressive. I don't know if the guys that are working here are maintaining it, or what the deal is. Like, the tires are holding air, the tank doesn't look any worse for wear. It's pretty neat. So last month in the vlog, I had a pretty deep perspective on life going on, and to be frank, a lot of that is still continuing to be the case. It was another month of really feeling like I'm struggling to be happy with where I am at the moment. I'm not. I don't mean just location, but I just mean like the progress of life kind of stuff. I've definitely been going through a period here lately of just feeling extremely, I would say, downright depressed on the lack of thriving that I am currently doing within life. And really, this is the drugs to hopefully get me through. I need something to keep my mind focused on a goal that is obtainable, and focused on doing something, focused on making content, and that I think is one of the main things I've been missing lately. I had a lot of really exciting things that I thought were going to be happening in early 2017 this year, and they didn't end up happening. Or they're still on hold, and things just, for various reasons, of nobody's fault or anything like that, it's just stuff that has happened. The ball just hasn't quite gotten rolling, and I felt I built myself up a little bit too much on expecting things like that to happen, and they haven't quite. Things at work are still pretty abysmal. It's just, it's a very, for me personally, a very hard working environment, because I'm obsessed with doing well, and they've set up a situation where it's pretty much impossible for me to feel like I'm doing well, but yet they recognize that I am, I am the one that's performing at a very high level there. They recognize and notice that, but they are clueless. They have absolutely no idea what it is I'm actually doing. And that's very frustrating, because things don't get better unless you can see what makes things work. Like I said, it's a very frustrating thing, but like I was stating last time I vlogged, that I stick with it because it's the right situation to keep the dreams alive. Where are we at? 15 minutes. The broadcast has not started yet. It's super nice out here today, though, so if nobody chases me off or gets upset that I'm out here, I might just stay out here for a little while. Alright, it looks like I have some space left on the camcorder, so I can take, hopefully, some video of the launch. But one thing that I really want to convey is that it's certainly not the case that I am not extremely thankful and have massive gratitude to everybody who has supported my endeavors here in being a content creator. I really think it's one of the things keeping me going, keeping me inspired to keep on trying. And lately, I've been exploring a lot of different communities. I talked about this in the past, but There's a lot of great people out there who are in very similar situations, or have their own struggles, or have their own different outlook on things, and it's always really great to just kind of bounce off of their general outlook on life. Not necessarily maybe their ideas, maybe not how they run their channels, maybe not how they portray themselves in video, but just how they keep themselves motivated is something that I've tried to really focus on. One of the things I've thought a lot about lately and tried to work on is my ability to make the community, or not make the community, I will make you, to make sure the community feels connected, feels involved, or just make sure people feel involved. There's nothing better as a feeling of a viewer of streams or of YouTube videos or whatever than to feel like your voice is heard and that you matter in the grand scheme of things. In my mind, I want to make sure everybody matters and everybody feels like they're involved. But then in real life, I really struggle on recognition of things like that. I see so many people that are really great about like announcing follows, announcing tips, just thanking people in general. And it's something that I'm just not that great at. I don't know where in my lifespan I failed to pick up that skill, but like here I feel it. Like I feel very thankful for everybody, and thankful for people who choose to support anything it is that I do. The good things will happen though. There's still a lot of stuff on the horizon that I'm very excited about and looking forward to, this being one of them. I really think that the amount of stuff there is to do on this project and the level of availability of it, like the level of approachability of it, is somewhere that I can really focus on trying to do this kind of content like I've wanted to do for years. You know, I've had the idea of doing that kind of stuff for, I don't know, 5 years? A long time. And now I watch all sorts of people that are doing that kind of stuff and having not only just a really great time with it, but lots of success. And all I can do is lament myself for not pushing towards it further, not pushing for it harder, and trying to be one of those that were on the cutting edge of what I think is a boom of individual effort automotive content, like the Mighty Car Mods guys, the Roadkill guys, the launch cast is starting. There's so many really great startups that they just get to do what they want. They get to do what they are inspired to do. And that's what was missing in the automotive video content realm. All of the shows you see on TV, they're so scripted and they're so sponsor run. They fit a very certain mold that is super predictable and frankly has gotten boring. So the advent of the Roadkills and the Mighty Car Mods and stuff like that has been really great. And I certainly enjoy it as a viewer. How we doing? Oh, 235. We're getting down there. Let me turn the volume up. This is a non-landing attempt, so it's just a launch. But we'll see what we can see. Looks like it's gonna go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Cleared the pad nicely. It will be some time before I even have the chance to see it, though.
Period of maximum dynamic pressure.
There it is.
Vehicle experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
A little bit of a trail there. It's going to have a hard time focusing now.
We're through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. The Merlin
I can still see it, but the camera probably can't.
Trajectory performance continue to look nominal.
I can see just a bit of the squiggles of the trail. Like I said, we are really far away. But I figured while I was out here, I might as well watch. I might as well show the beast, huh? There she is. So much left to do. Let's see, the last time we saw it, we were removing all of that to give it new valve seals. Much cleaning and restoring left to do in here for sure. But we know we have a solid start there for our motor. And then on the outside, good from afar, but far from good. Yep. Good thing Slag's about to be working at a upholstery shop. And so much welding to do. So very much. Yep. Should be fun. Alright, I'm going to take this puppy back to the garage and we'll be getting started working on it here soon. The engine's coming out. There's a big list of stuff we're about to be doing. So as it would turn out, lost audio for the ending bit with the Supra there. I'm having some USB interface issues for my mic adapter. That's all my doing. I bent the USB adapter that goes USB to 3.5 and now it's all messed up. It's been messed up for a while, but it's just now starting to break. Cheap little part, I'll just replace it. But this is an opportunity because I want to take a moment here to gloat about my patrons. I just have to say that it's not the number of patrons, it's not the amount that has been pledged, it's just the great people that have decided to support me on Patreon that is so uplifting to me. A few months ago, I decided to finally make the plunge and get a P.O. box for patrons. It is the Patron P.O. box. And that is because these awesome people were mentioning that they had stuff they wanted to send me. And one of those was something from 6 months ago that somebody contacted me and was like, hey, I have an old Track IR, I don't use it anymore, I would love to send it to you. And they have done so. You saw that in the last Dirt Rally video that I did. So that is really great. And they sent some really cool Romanian treats and things. That was sent in by Mihai, is how I'm deciding to say that. We've had other great things too, so why don't we go through them? We had in, I guess I'll go in somewhat in order here. Xavier Penguin sent in, along with a nice note, these crocheted cones. So we got lots of cone stuff coming in. I'm going to be honest with you, Xavier. Xerxes has had quite a few occasions of batting these things around the house. So, luckily he doesn't really destroy things, but just be aware that impromptu cat toy they do become. And then, let's see, next up, I believe, was Jimps, who sent in... These were pretty cool. This was something that was a little bit unexpected. He made, or designed, playing cards, like playing trading cards, for Red, or Project Cater, that have like this really cool description and stuff for them, and it looks like a real like baseball card, that kind of deal. So that was very neat. And then, next up would have been Yole, who found this. This is the patent, the original patent for a road cone. So that is really awesome. And all of these things, I'm building a shelf to go right about here. This whole wall is going to get redesigned, and I'm going to make a mount for a green screen back there as well, but have it be removable because I like this backdrop. It's pretty cool. I like that. It's different. Also to go on the backdrop. Alright, now this one comes from Powers, and it was freaking amazing. And it is the biggest poster I've ever seen of the last generation Viper ACR, and this is a picture that I used as a desktop wallpaper for a very long time. Hopefully this is still picking up audio. But that thing is 3 feet by 5 feet. It's a gigantic poster. Not like me a poster. So thank you so very much to the patrons who have sent in things. Thanks to all the patrons for continuing to support. You are my motivation to keep going, and my financial motivation to be able to keep doing this. Beyond the financial support and the awesome things that you've sent in, I cannot express enough gratitude just for being great people part of a community. We have a really awesome Discord community. If you are a patron and not part of that, then please feel free to join in. But even if you're not and you just want to support in your own way, that is fantastic too, and I appreciate you very much so. But no, definitely, during these times where I have been feeling not so great mentally and a little not great physically, I very much so appreciate everybody for continuing to support. Even if you're not a patron and you just view the videos, you make comments, you enjoy seeing the cone do what the cone do. I appreciate you very much so. There should be a pretty good uptick in real life content coming the next few months, certainly with the Supra stuff, and I would like to make the vlogs definitely something common and maybe even take hold. One of the greatest things that I think has developed this year is that I no longer feel locked into Cone Dodger the racing guy, Cone Dodger the car person. That's still me. That's still who I am. But I like that I feel more comfortable now sharing stuff that isn't that, making content that isn't that, and just being Cone Dodger, not the racing guy or racing companion, whatever. I definitely think that is one of the better developments of the year. I like to finish this on a high note, and that is it. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time.